We begin today's wrestling news and rumors video with a bit of news regarding Becky Lynch, and more so the rumors that have been going around recently that Vince McMahon and WWE are planning to soon pair up Becky Lynch and her real-life husband Seth Rollins again on Monday Night Raw in the near future, now that the two superstars are both on the same brand, and they're now portraying heel characters, making the on-screen couple storyline make sense to some extent. However, while Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins get along very well behind the scenes in WWE, which is obvious considering they are a real-life couple, apparently Becky Lynch has some concerns about once again being paired up with Seth on television over on Monday Night Raw. For those of you unaware, in a recent interview, Becky Lynch talked about the uncertain feeling she had when working with Seth Rollins on WWE TV in the past, with Becky having the following message about that. When Colby and I were together on screen, which was very well received, and beforehand I said to myself, I'm worried that I'm just going to be Seth Rollins' girlfriend. Seth is Becky's boyfriend, so that is the first thing that came to the top of my head. Now, while Becky Lynch is referring to working with Seth Rollins on screen in 2019, during their storyline program with Lacey Evans and Baron Corbin, according to one of our sources, Becky Lynch still remains worried about being paired up with Seth Rollins on television again in the near future, and how it will affect her career or image in WWE. Becky Lynch reportedly does not want to be overshadowed by Seth Rollins firstly, and also does not want her character in WWE to be watered or toned down with Seth Rollins, which is a concern that Becky has, because Becky Lynch likes her solo character in WWE as a dominant force in the women's division who can take care of her own feuds and rivals, which goes hand in hand with Becky's whole the man persona in WWE. Now, it's not that surprising that Becky Lynch is a bit worried or concerned how an on-screen reunion with Seth Rollins would go down, because Vince McMahon does have tendencies to water down characters, and that is the last thing that Becky Lynch wants right now. Plus, one of our sources also mentioned that Becky Lynch wants to focus on building up her career and legacy as a singles competitor and become one of the all-time great women's division stars in WWE. And Becky Lynch does not really like the idea of feuding with another couple in WWE right now at this stage of her career, which would take away from Becky's reign as the Raw Women's Champion, and also keeping Seth Rollins from getting to the WWE Championship on Raw. Now, with that being said, WWE could also pull off this couple storyline with Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch well with the right booking, and both stars could be dominant in their respective divisions and also work well together. But again, WWE does have a bit of a track record of not doing these storylines very well, so Becky Lynch does have valid reasons to be concerned or worried. And let us know your thoughts on Becky Lynch reportedly being unsure about working with Seth Rollins again on TV as an on-screen couple. And is this a storyline Vince McMahon should move ahead with, or should the two stars keep away from each other on television and focus on their own feuds and storylines, and perhaps work together sometime in the future when they're not either a champion or vying for a championship in Seth Rollins' case? Sound off in the comment section below. We now have some big news regarding Brock Lesnar, and more so Brock Lesnar's return to WWE after being indefinitely suspended from Friday Night SmackDown by Adam Pearce a few weeks back. While initial rumors indicated that we had seen the last of Brock Lesnar this year in 2021, and that more likely than not the next time we would have seen or heard from Brock Lesnar was going to be next year for the 2022 Royal Rumble event, a shocking new rumor has revealed that the suspended Brock Lesnar intends on buying a ticket to attend the December 10th edition of Friday Night SmackDown, which takes place at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. And this definitely adds some excitement to SmackDown in the coming weeks, as the return of Brock Lesnar will be looming large over the entire roster, especially for Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, and Adam Pearce, who was the reason for Brock being suspended indefinitely to begin with. Brock Lesnar will be attending the SmackDown episode as a fan in the audience, but there's no doubt Vince McMahon plans for Brock Lesnar to get involved in the show at some point to cause a scene. Regardless, it is great that we will be seeing Brock Lesnar appear in WWE at least one more time before 2021 comes to a close, as it will help build momentum for Brock Lesnar's next appearance after the SmackDown episode in December, which would most likely be the 2022 Royal Rumble, in which Brock Lesnar is not surprisingly a very strong candidate to pull off the Royal Rumble win next year. Let us know your thoughts on WWE advertising Brock Lesnar's return to SmackDown for the December 10th, 2021 edition of SmackDown, with Brock set to appear on the show in the crowd as a fan. And also, do you feel the babyface Brock Lesnar should go on to win the 2022 Royal Rumble and get a rematch against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 38? Sound off in the comment section below. We now have some breaking news and rumors that definitely relate to Brock Lesnar about the relationship and alliance between Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman, with WWE now planning a long-term storyline between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar leading up to WrestleMania 38 next year. Vince McMahon is planning some swerves or shocking unexpected moments during the build to Roman Reigns and Brock's eventual rematch at the Showcase of the Immortals. And while Paul Heyman has been very ambivalent about which side he's truly on between Reigns and Lesnar, with Paul Heyman continuing as a Tribal Cheif Roman Reigns' manager on SmackDown lately, there's no doubt that Paul still has a soft spot for Brock Lesnar, and this is something that is not going unnoticed by Roman Reigns. Now the big new rumors and reports reveal that in order to make the Roman Reigns and babyface Brock Lesnar feud more intense than it already has become in recent months, Vince is still very much planning for Roman Reigns to turn on Paul Heyman and attack his manager in the coming months on SmackDown, with the reason for Roman Reigns attacking Paul Heyman in the near future to send a huge message to Brock Lesnar and get the Beast Incarnate emotional and wanting revenge. And after Roman Reigns leaves Paul Heyman and breaks ties with him, Paul Heyman would temporarily be written off of television, and once he returns, Heyman would then turn babyface and officially join Brock Lesnar's side in this feud with Roman Reigns. And as far as when Roman's turn on Paul Heyman happens, sometime in December 2021 is a legitimate possibility, so that Brock Lesnar can get fired up for his 2022 Royal Rumble match appearance and pull off the win, with Brock Lesnar then seeking revenge against Roman Reigns for dismantling Paul Heyman, and the rematch between Roman and Brock would then be set for WrestleMania 38. As many of you are likely aware, Bray Wyatt's 90-day non-compete clause with WWE is officially over, meaning that Bray Wyatt, aka Wyndham Rotunda, is free to negotiate and sign with any wrestling promotion he wants, or to work on any project he wants outside of WWE, with it recently being revealed that Bray Wyatt is going to be working on a new horror movie. However, despite the fact that the first project of Bray Wyatt outside of WWE is a movie and nothing related to wrestling, most fans are still sure that Bray Wyatt will wind up in AEW All Elite Wrestling sooner rather than later. And in a recent interview, AEW president Tony Khan stated that while he has not talked with Bray Wyatt yet, Tony likes Wyndham and feels he's a great talent, and that he is not against a possible signing down the road whatsoever. Now Tony Khan could be downplaying the rumors of Bray Wyatt joining AEW to make his debut more exciting for fans. And do you personally think that Bray Wyatt is going to be signing with AEW? Let us know.